Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, what we're going to be talking about in this video is a topic that's really important to a lot of trauma survivors, and that is trust and safety. I'm going to be talking about trust and safety in the context of therapy. If you're thinking about going to therapy, if you have worries about getting help, and how that relates to trust and safety. If you're considering therapy and you have concerns about feeling safe or how to know how to trust the right therapist or the right type of person for help, then this video is for you. I'm going to cover some things to think about and carry forward. So trust and safety are so essential for any type of therapy or therapeutic relationship, especially for trauma survivors. It's normal to feel a bit anxious before opening up and sharing your experiences. There's a valid reason for you to be a bit wary about trusting the right person with that vulnerable information and with your own vulnerability as well. This is why it's crucial to find the right help, the right therapist, someone who's knowledgeable, who understands trauma and seems to genuinely try and understand you and your needs. So since I'm a trauma therapist, I will share my insight about that, and hopefully it will help you make the decision and how to gauge what is safe or unsafe for you when considering entering into that type of relationship. For myself as a trauma therapist, my primary crucial concern is to make you feel safe and supported throughout the whole experience. Whether it's myself or a different trauma therapist or another health professional that you are thinking or considering entering into a relationship with to help heal from trauma, it is essential that you feel heard, that you feel seen, that you feel believed and understood in everything that you're saying. And if there is a misunderstanding, you've got to feel confident and safe enough that the two of you can address that you can correct any misunderstandings that might happen, because we're all human and sometimes we misinterpret things. It's important for you to know that when you have your first appointment, or you get a letter for your first appointment, or you send your first email to a trauma therapist, that your well-being is their top priority. As a trauma therapist, I know this is very true for me. Everything about the work is about making sure that you feel safe and contained, and you know that the two of us are working together to get your well-being from where it is right now to where you want it to be. And in order for that to happen, you have to be willing to try and trust that person. We need to feel enough trust in the beginning, acknowledging that we're maybe still going to feel a bit nervous, and that's understandable, and that's okay if we still feel nervous in the first appointment or the first few appointments. What we're looking for is, do I feel safe enough to share little bits of my life, even if it's in the here and now, and gauge if this person is trying to understand me, trying to understand what my issues are, and seems to be trying to collaborate to help me through that. Building that solid trust that feels really, really solid might take a little bit of time, and that's really, really normal. And a lot of trauma therapists, we recognise that you're taking a bit of a risk by entering into that relationship and wanting to work to build that with someone whilst getting support at the same time. A good trauma therapist will be working with you to help establish and maintain your trust so that you can confidently share whatever it is that you want to share in the right way. Now, something that gets forgotten about or overlooked is about confidentiality in therapy. That whatever you share, whether it's with me or another trauma therapist or another health professional, what you share with them is confidential. It is not going to be spoken about to other people, any random people, any people who shouldn't know about it. It is between you and your therapist, what you're sharing. My aim is to create an environment, to create a safe space where you can express yourself freely and honestly without fear of me or someone else reprimanding you or judging you for what you're saying. That is not what happens in trauma therapy. And if you ever do feel judged and you're trying to correct maybe a misunderstanding and it feels like it's escalating the situation, or you just feel like that person is looking at you funny or judging you, doesn't seem to be working with you from what you're sharing, then maybe that's a signal for you that it's not the right person or not the right relationship. If you have been considering reaching out for help in whatever form that is, and you do have concerns about trust and safety with that person, be honest with that person. Reach out and express that that's your concern. By doing that, you're opening up the conversation around it, and what that's also leaving space for is for the other person to reassure you about your worries, to help give you some evidence that they are a safe person, and understanding that we're looking for just enough of that in the beginning, because understandably we might be kind of wired to not believe people, to think that they might secretly betray us anyway, or that they might hurt us, and we might be feeling really vulnerable and worried about that happening. But just because it's a worry or an anxiety doesn't mean it's actually going to happen, especially if it's with a therapist. It's significantly less likely to happen. It shouldn't really be happening. But we understand that that would be a concern and a worry. So if you are worried about that when you're first making contact, just put it out there. It will not be the first time that therapist has heard someone express that. And part of our job is to help make you feel comfortable. And it's okay if that takes a little bit of time before we work with whatever the main issues are that you're having. It's important that you feel comfortable and safe. So hopefully this reassures you that it's normal to feel anxious, and it's absolutely right to have that as a top priority when you're assessing who is best to work with, is that you're made to feel comfortable and safe enough to start, and understand that that individual is working with you to build that trust and that safety even more as the journey goes on. So I hope you liked this video, and just know that reaching out for help is not a weakness, it is a strength. So don't hesitate to reach out to someone if you're curious about help in whatever form that is near you, or if it's with myself. Know that that person is working together with you for a brighter, healthier future. Don't forget to like, share, comment below, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.